question is, what is your vision for the Highland Square Commercial Business District?
I remember going to the meetings 4 and 5 years ago when we started planning, all the planning for Highland Square, and we had speakers come in, and I'm wondering why we're back planning.
The survey, the informal survey that we did years ago, really detailed what the community wanted in the square. In addition to the grocery store, it was a community based of independent businesses, independent restaurants, independent pet stores, independent dry cleaner, a walking neighborhood. And you say you have taken that into consideration in the current development you've done. And yet, in the current development at the very beginning, one of the first establishments that was contacted to come into Highland Square was Starbucks. One of the second ones that was invited to come in was a national ice cream store. Another one that was invited to come in and did move in was a chain Mexican restaurant. And another one that has just been put in is a chain pizza parlor. Do you see any correlation between the businesses that were invited and the ones that were put in to the south side of the street? If you could just answer the question of why you put a Mexican restaurant across from a Mexican restaurant and now putting a pizza parlor across from a pizza parlor. That was the gist of my question.
Well, Chipotle is a very popular tenant. It provides a lot of good jobs for people. It brings a lot of new traffic into the square. We figured like that would be a very good kick-off tenant. And if you remember their grand opening, if you remember the day that they opened a couple years ago, there were lines all the way around the building.
Yeah, because they offered free food.
I have read your fact sheet, and one of the facts or rumors that are missed that you're trying to dispel says that there is lack of support for a grocery store, which just really is hard to understand from the perspective of all the meetings and all these people and all of these familiar faces and all of these voices we've been hearing for so long. That to me, you know, the fact you have an overflowing crowd here suggests that we're very interested and that there is the support for the. And I don't know what else we can do as a community to let everyone know that we want a grocery store. I mean, yes.
Hi, my name's Adele Roth, and I work for the mayor for the city of Akron, and he asked me to come tonight to listen to hear what you guys have to say. And believe me, he has heard that you want a grocery store. Right. Absolutely, he heard that, and I'll give you a quote that, you know, he probably doesn't want to quote it, but he said, there will be groceries sold here if I personally, me, have to sell them out of the trunk of my car.
No grocery store, you destroy something with the purpose of building. You're just destroying it, putting something completely useless. I mean, you're skirting, you've tried. For how many years has that lot been empty with no one in there? I'm sure somebody has the money. What, have the burrito every day? You have, what about the old people that can't go to Acme down there? What are you thinking about citizens, or are you just thinking of make money, make money, make money?
You assume that people do main grocery shopping.
Right.
We are, if you look at this room, it's very much like a European community. Most of these people, given the opportunity, would shop every day or every other day. How many ants?
Yes.
Okay. You go, you decide where you want to eat, you stop for it on the way home, you walk out in the afternoon, you get your evening meal. You go, you fix it, you get it, you go again the next time. You go a day or two later. Star, Sparkle, whatever you want to call it, market was perfect. Right. In this environment, it was the right size. You could get collard greens and kimchi and fresh produce and meat, and it was all reasonably high quality. And we did it every day or every other day. And that's all we want. We want it replaced with something income.
We did walk almost every day to Sparkle Market or stop on our way home. And I just want to say I think it's pathetic that our seniors are having to go to Walgreens to get bread, milk, and old apples, oranges, and bananas. And you would use your commercially reasonable best efforts to lease it to a grocery store operator. I talked to the grocery store operator that run the people who own Freshway Market. They were extremely interested in coming up here. They said the store that was offered them was way too small for them to make a profit. Plus, Albrecht Incorporated wanted them to put in the electric and the plumbing. Now, I ask you, who would want to do that, to move into a store that couldn't support itself and to be asked to put in the electric and the plumbing. I don't think that was a very good commercially reasonable best effort on your part.
Well, first of all, I think it's a lot of I think one part, and actually if Freshway is interested, that's great. That'd be wonderful. I'm sure Albrecht would be happy to talk to them again. Our goal is to meet the needs of the Highland Square community. You want a grocery store, we want to give you a grocery store. We're trying to figure out what form that takes, how that we can...
We told you over and over again what we want and what we have.
If you use that gravel parking lot for a store, why couldn't you extend it over to those empty stores and make more room for the grocery store?
That's actually been discussed.
Why was that built then?
Well,
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
You're taking up all the space that you need over there for a grocery store by 2 empty stores to make someone more money.
Well, the obligation that was created in the contract was to have 2 separate buildings. At the time, everybody thought that this was
not everybody.
Okay. All the parties involved in the contractual negotiations believed that this was the appropriate size.
I'm in my 80th year now. I walked down there. It's hard for me, but I do it because I'm a senior that lives in a senior building, and these people do not get out. Their quality of life has been compromised without that store, which was promised that Sparkle was going to have a place over there. Whatever happened with that, I don't know. But I know that it was a very sad thing, that it did happen, and the people have been paying the cost. And so that's what I want you to address and hear what they're saying, because it is not just the grocery store. It's a community. It has its own, like, family personality. We don't want to lose that. We want to perpetuate it because it is part of what makes West Akron, and we're proud of it. And I'm not an Ohioan. I'm just passing through, but I want this family. I come from a European culture, and I know what it means to these people to be loved, to say, how's your family, what's going on, doing this. You don't have that today, and we've thrown the baby out with the wash water, and we've forgotten what humanity looks like.
5 children who are now, of course, grown babies, the whole 9 yards. But it was a rite of passage for my 4 sons that when you turned 10, you were allowed to ride with the next brother on your bike down to Sparkle Mart, and you could get milk and ice cream and all that stuff. I reiterated all the things that we could do in this community, and in times like we're in right now, we would never have to leave this community by any kind of form of transportation other than our own 2 feet to get a pizza, have our clothes repaired, buy a fish, go to the library, get medicine, have a cup of coffee, go get a piece, chicken, cheese, real food, not Walgreens food, real food. That people now, in this economic time, are looking back to the way most of us were raised when you just cooked at home and it was a lot cheaper and it tasted a lot better.
These folks on the grocery store. I don't think there's no getting around it. No matter whatever you say, they're not going to be happy until they get a grocery store. And what we need to do is get together. And I know the mayor wants to get this done too, because the mayor is tired of getting everybody's emails. I know I get them in the middle of the night. Some of like y'all don't sleep, because y'all emailing us late at night. But we need to really sit down and try to come up with something. But listen, you can keep asking what you're asking them. This is gonna make them matter. They want a store, and listen, and we got to come with a way to give them a store.
They keep asking about the vision, and that's insulting. We did years of study, and the document Mark referred to has the vision in there already. And so they're asking a question that's already long ago been answered. The only question here today is, where's the grocery?